everybody. Welcome to another Wacky Wednesday on the Man of Leek. I am John, as always. This week we're jumping back into the Momir Vig constructed format. For anybody who's not familiar, Momir Vig is a format where you play a 60-card deck that is all basic lands. Both players have in play a Momir Vig avatar that starts your total life at 24 as opposed to 20, and you can pay X, discard a card, and put a token on the battlefield that's a copy of a creature with converted mana cost X chosen at random, and that is chosen from any creature from the entire history of Magic, so we could end up with any creature. So we are going to keep, of course, there's no reason to ever mulligan in Momir. We are going second, so we are going to drop a turn 2 creature and then get up to 8. So we're going to drop a mountain and say go. And we get to see what our turn 2 creature is going to be. So we're going to pay 2, discard this island here, and we're going to get a Blight Speaker. Tap it, target player loses a life. That's pretty good. Pay 4, tap, search your library for a Rebel permanent. Don't even need to read the rest. Terrible ability. Obviously, we don't have any Rebel permanents. We have nothing but basic lands. But that first ability is okay. This creature doesn't even have to attack to do a damage to him. Goblin Warchief. He gets a 2/2 haster, which is pretty decent. Goblin creatures he controls have haste. He, of course, has no control over getting goblins. It would be completely random. And goblin spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, which, of course, doesn't matter either because we're not casting creatures. So it's still a decent drop of 2/2 on turn 3 with haste, getting in for a little bit of extra damage here. So we're going to do a 3-drop and see what we get. We get Lambhold Elder. So it's a flip card from Innistrad. It's a 1/2, and it says that at the beginning of each upkeep, if no spells were cast last turn, transform Lambhold Elder. Now, it's a token, which means there's actually nothing on the back. This Silver Pet Werewolf isn't there. So unfortunately, we can't flip it. So here, it's going to try to flip. Nobody cast a spell. So it transforms, but it can't transform, which is a real downside of those transform cards in Momir. So this is just a 3-mana 1/2, which is pretty darn bad. So bad, in fact, that I'm probably just going to chump block this Warchief here. Because this Lambhold Elder is not going to do anything for me. And then end of his turn, I'll have him lose life. So he got a Leonin Iconoclast, which has Heroic, which doesn't matter. Because there's no way to activate Heroic in this format. So it's just a 3/2. But a 3/2 is much better than my 1/2 that I had. Hopefully we get something here. Willow Satyr. It's a 1/1. Getting a lot of 1/1s. You may choose not to untap it during your untap step. You can tap it to gain control of target legendary creature for as long as you control Willow Satyr, and Willow Satyr remains tapped. So if he gets a good legendary creature out, I could steal it. That has a higher chance of happening as we get into the higher mana cost. Legendary creatures, of course, often cost a fair bit more. So it could become relevant later in the game. But at the moment, we're just really behind on our board here. He gets a 5-drop. His 5-drop is Tel'Gilad Archers, Pro Artifacts, and Reach in a 2/4. That's decent. I'm going to chump block. Actually, you know what? We need to try to take his board down a little bit, so we're going to double block here and get rid of that 3/2. We're going to take 2 damage and go to 20. We're going to tap that before it dies, have him lose a life. And we have an empty board, so we really need to start getting things ASAP. Let's see what our 5-drop is. Our 5-drop just didn't happen. It was Body Double, which copies a creature, I believe, from the graveyard, and of course our graveyard has no creatures. So that was probably one of the worst 5-drops we could have gotten. We're going to be really behind here. Hopefully his 6-drop has the same problem. It does not. It's a Feral Thallid. It's a 6/3. At the beginning of each turn it gets a counter. Remove 3 counters and regenerate it. Well, we need something here. We need something here pretty bad. We get Cabal Patriarch. It's a 5/5, so I can block these guys. I can't block that, though. I can pay 2 and black to sack a creature. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. I can pay 2 and a black, exile a creature from your graveyard, which is never going to come up. So I could sack creatures to kill one single creature that he has on the battlefield. Not very good, but at least I've got a blocker. It ain't going to block this guy in the air. When it enters the battlefield, on tap up to 7 lands. Alright. So he has a choice here. He can get a second 7-drop, which I think is probably wise here. Although I guess maybe he's going to try to stay away from hitting Phage the Untouchable. Well, we need something here very, very bad. Shaku Endbringer, flying 5/5. It can't attack if there's another creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 3 life. Tap, exile target creature, put a +1/+1 counter on Shaku. So we're going to take 4 in the air, guaranteed. We're going to take 3 from Shaku. So that's 7, taking us to 1. I hope he attacks with that Thallid. I will so block with this creature so I don't take the 3. Verdant Forest, we're toast. If we don't get some sort of awesome sweeper, we are just dead. Ooh. Totally okay with that. So he gets a Sapperling every single upkeep. So we are about to be run over. Vorinclex, Trample. Whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 mana to your mana pool of any type that land produced. Whenever an opponent taps a land for mana, that land doesn't on-tap during its controller's next on-tap step. So that's actually decent. If I live a turn, I can get Emrakul. I don't know if I can live a turn. No, I should be able to live a turn. I can chump Verdant Force. I can kill that and take 6. But I don't cast Emrakul, so I don't get an extra turn. And now I have to place all these abilities on the stack. And I am going to say always yield to that. And he gets a Tidal Force. At the beginning of each upkeep, you may tap or untap target permanent. That's not ideal. Alright, so I did a quick bit of research. What we're going to do is we're going to go for a 9-drop. Because we can possibly get Blazing Archon, which says that creatures can't attack me. And that's the only way I'm going to win. So we're going to go for a 9-drop and hope that it's Blazing Archon. It is Grozoth. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library. Nope, we lose. Alright, so let's concede that game and play another. So we got really overrun. We got way too many bad creatures in our first, what was it, 4 or 5 turns. So hopefully we can do a little bit better. Hopefully we can not see many Innistrad werewolves. Vorinclex is kind of a cool card to get in this format because you can really start to choose whatever converted mana cost you want. If you're even at a stale board, you can go for Progenitus at 10, although there is a fair number of 10 drops. But you can go for Emrakul at 15. There are definitely choices. I think I could have also stayed at 8. I think Platinum Imperium is at 8, which says that you can't lose the game as long as it's on the battlefield. So that would have been okay, but there's an awful lot at 8, so the odds of getting Blazing Archon was probably a bit higher than the odds of getting Platinum Imperium. Alright, so we are going to play first this time, which means we're going to wait until turn 3 to drop a card. We're going to keep, of course. Waiting for our opponent to choose whether or not they're going to mulligan. I'll give you a bit of a spoiler. They're probably not. Though I'd be totally okay with them doing it. I'm pretty sure at some point in the past I have accidentally clicked mulligan in a Momir event. Alright, so we are going to try to get to our draw step. I feel like maybe our guy is playing somewhere else. There we go. Mountain. Pass the turn. And wait for his draw step. Well, hopefully we get into a complicated board state, because it means that I should be ahead on time eventually. Not currently, but the way he's currently playing, I should be able to get there. So his 2-drop is Jund Hackblade. As long as you control another multicolored permanent, it has +1/+1 in haste. So it's a 2/1 for now. If he ever gets another gold card, it'll be a 3/2. Yeah, 3/2. With haste, which doesn't terribly matter after that turn. Our 3-drop is Jagged Poppet. Whenever it is dealt damage, discard that many cards. So let's not have this guy take damage. And his Hellbent will come into play once we start doing 8-drops, but our opponent won't have cards in hand either, so doesn't terribly matter. So it's a guy that I basically want to attack if I can get in without him taking damage. Otherwise, I don't really want to block with him. I would have to discard cards, and that would put me behind, and just not a great card. If he does a 3-drop that doesn't stick on the battlefield, then maybe I can get in for a free 3, but otherwise I don't terribly like this card. If I blocked his Hackblade here, I'd end up running out of cards at 6, which is far too early. I'd have to take another 2 turns off. So he's going to drop a 3-drop, and it is Elite Cat Warrior. It's a 2/3 with Forest Walk, so as long as we can, let's not play any forests. We're going to take 2 here, because I don't want to be discarding cards. He might become a bit more valuable once I hit 8, if I get to 8. Sacrifice a land, we're not doing that. Trenching Steed gets +0/+3 until end of turn. We are not doing that, so this is just a 2/3. Which is nice because it blocks the Cat Warrior, it kills the Hackblade. It's probably not going to kill whatever this is going to be. His 4-drop is a 3/3 Sliver. Whenever a Sliver deals combat damage to a creature, destroy that creature. It can't be regenerated. So kind of like super-ish Death Touch. We get Stone Kavu. It's a 3/3. And I can give it Fire Breathing for a red, or I can give it, I don't know what you call the +0/+1 version, Anti-Fire Breathing for a white. But we can kill that Sliver if need be. And we're now ahead on time, so that's good. So a bit of a stalled board here. Oh, he almost did a 4-drop accidentally. Now for a 5-drop. His 5-drop is a Havu Chameleon. Can't be countered, doesn't matter. You can pay a green to have it become the color of your choice until end of turn. So that 4/4 can get through our creatures, unfortunately. But maybe we get something here. Harvester of Souls, 5/5 Death Touch. Whenever another non-token creature dies, you may draw a card. Unfortunately, every single creature in this entire match will be a token. So it's just a 5/5 Death Touch. But still, that blocks everything he has. His 6-drop is Bane of Progress. Destroy all artifacts and enchantments. So that's not going to happen. So his 6-drop is a 2/2, unfortunately. Not very good. Our 7-drop is going to be Sylvan Primordial. This is huge. This is huge. We get to blow up one of his lands. And then we get to go and search for Forest, which we're not going to put down, actually, because I don't want to give that Cat Warrior Forest Walk. So we don't quite get to get the extra land out of it, but we do get a 6/8 with Reach. We do get to knock him behind a drop for a turn. Pretty good. That Sliver is going to hold me back for a while, unfortunately. So he puts down a 6-drop, and it's a flying 5/5. And that's all that it matters on that card. So that's good. We can block it with our Sylvan Primordial. Our 8-drop is Shambling Attendants, 3/5 Death Touch from good old Khans of Tarkir. So we could swing in with something if we really wanted to, but I don't think we do. I think we just want to keep this board stalled. Looks like he might just pass the turn here. Yeah, he wants to get up to 8. Let's drop another 8-drop, see what we get. That's like a big flyer. Yeah, that's a big flyer. 6/6 flyer, when it attacks, I get a 6/6 flying dragon. We can start to do some stuff as long as he doesn't get a flying blocker next turn. He goes for 8. Now he goes for 8. And he gets... Oh, that's awful. Stormtide Leviathan. So only my dragon can attack, unfortunately. And his Stormtide Leviathan can attack with impunity. Oh, yes, these are all islands. That's what's happening here. So we actually have the better clock at the moment, because we're going to be getting 6/6 flyers each turn. But we're not... that's pretty good. We got another 6/6 flyer, and at the beginning of your end step, I gain 3 life if it's on tapped. And if it's not, he loses 3 life. So that's actually pretty good as well. This has really just become a race and a test of who can get the most flyers out. Just as long as he doesn't hit another Island Walker or just another Leviathan would be awful. Platinum Imperium would, of course, lock up the game for him. He got a flyer, Flying Vigilance Haste in a 6/3. Alright, so he's just going to swing in for 8 here. We're going to see what we can get for 8. Hopefully another flyer. Avatar of Might. Absolutely nothing for us for the moment. So this is whenever a dragon I control. So I can fly in with this dragon and get another dragon out. Leave this up to gain 3 life. Yeah, let's do that. Let's swing in with this dragon. We'll get a dragon. He'll block with his dragon. Oh, I guess he can tap Razia here. Oh, and it has vigilance too. That's awful. That's just obnoxious. At least I can block with my 6/6, and Razia would still die. So that's okay. Wait, what does this ability do? Why'd my dragon die? The next 3 damage that would be dealt to target creature you control this turn is dealt to. Okay, I see. He threw it back at the dragon. Gotcha. At least that Leviathan at the moment is doing virtually 5 damage a turn. Colossus of Akros, that's fine. He gets in for another 8. Come on, give us something that we could use. We get we get Platinum Imperium. All right. So maybe we can just time him out. Who knows? So my life total can't change. So I'm pretty okay with that. Gigantomancer. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to play a land, pass the turn. I'm going to try to get up to Progenitus. He got something that didn't stick. Cognivore. I don't know what Cognivore does. So we are at 10 mana now. Unfortunately, my this guy here doesn't gain me life because my life total can't change for better or for worse. What's this? Oh, that's awful. There goes my Platinum Imperium. Return all non-land permanents to their owner's hands. Is there anything that I can activate before that happens? There is not. So he's going to have a 5/5. And I'm going to have nothing. But I can do a 10-drop here. Let's do a 10-drop and hope for Progenitus. Progenitus! Dragon Tyrant. 6/6 flying double strike. So I can do 12 this turn. Or wait, no, he doesn't have haste. Why do I think he has haste? I think it's because of my Scion of the Dragon commander deck that he usually has haste. At the beginning of Repkeep, sacrifice it unless you pay 4 red. We can pay the 4 red. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a red, so we can make it a 7/7. We can do 14 next turn. He's not going to swing in here. He can do 11 on his turn. We are going to pay the red. We don't hit a mountain, unfortunately. We will give him +1. And we will swing in for 14, taking him to 4. And then we will play a 5-drop, which can block. Blocks pretty well, 6/4. So if he doesn't get... He would need a gigantic flyer, because my Dragon Tyrant does have trample. Living Hive. Nope. Looks like he just loses, unfortunately. Well, I mean, fortunately for us. Unfortunately for him. So yeah, I think we just attack. And we have it. We're going into game 3 with 11 minutes left on my clock, 12 minutes left on his clock. Hopefully we can get back on the good side of the clock, or just have some good drops. We got that in Platinum Imperium right when we needed it. So I will keep, of course. He's playing first, I imagine. Yep. So we will drop on turn 2. Hope for something good. A mana accelerant would actually be pretty good. 2/2 vigilance. Sure. Drop a 1/1. I'll even let you have a 1/2. How about that? 3/1. Whenever it attacks, it gains can't be blocked until end of turn, unless defending player sacrifices a creature. Sure. I think I'll just attack here. May end up with a trade, but that's fine. 2/2 infect. Interesting. So yeah, we're gonna swing in with our 2/2 vigilance guy. See if he wants to block. He does. Sure. Keep up my Rot Wolf. His 4-drop is Course of the Tides, a 3/2 flyer. It's not bad. That means that we should be able to get in with the Rot Wolf. I don't think he'll throw away a flyer for a 2/2. Bomb Squad, put a fuse... Let's read that while we attack. Put a fuse counter on target creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a fuse counter on each creature with a fuse counter on it. Whenever a creature has 4 or more fuse counters on it, remove all fuse counters from it and destroy it. That creature deals 4. That's kind of cool, actually. So basically, next turn, I can put a fuse counter on Course of the Tides. And then at the beginning of my upkeep, it gets another fuse counter. And then I can put another fuse counter on it, and then it gets another fuse counter, and then it dies and deals 4 damage. So that's pretty cool. He got a 4/4 that can gain Forest Walk or gain Swamp Walk and deal 2 damage to him. That's all right. It's nothing special. I don't think we're going to attack here. We get a 3/3. We can pay 2 and a green, discard 2 cards. All lands target player controls become 3 creatures until end of turn. Interesting. We are not going to attack here. We're just going to pass the turn. So this guy has to stay around too, because the fuse counters are only tied to him. It's his ability that puts additional fuse counters on them. He gets a 6-drop, and it is a 5/5 that he can tap to sack a mountain and deal 3 damage to a creature, or sack a forest to add mana. So probably not anything he's actually going to do. He's just going to fly in the air. Sure thing. I'm going to put a fuse counter on that chorus. And it's going to get another fuse counter. We're going to do our 6-drop. And it is Wither Scale Worm. Whenever it blocks or becomes blocked by a creature, that creature gains Wither until end of turn. Whenever it deals damage to an opponent, remove all -1/-1 counters from it. Interesting. And it's a 9/9, which is relatively decent. The other nice thing is that that Course of the Tide is going to die next turn, because we're going to fuse counter it at the end of the turn. It'll get a fuse counter on the upkeep and then blow up. Luminate Primordial. That returns stuff, right? Oh no, exile up to 1 target creature that player controls. Oh, so he might exile my worm. And I would gain 9 life. Yeah, sure, I'll go to 27. Why not? I kind of wanted that worm, but oh well. So he's going to blow up my bomb squad, so I'm going to put a fuse counter just because I can. But that Course of the Tide is going to live, unfortunately. Kind of tells just how important flying creatures are in this format, that he was willing to sack a mountain. But we get a flyer anyways, and it's a very good one, a 7/7 flyer, where I can pay X to prevent the next X damage that would be dealt to me this turn. And if damage is prevented this way, Vengeful Archon deals that much damage to target player. So that's quite good. We could arguably just stop putting creatures down, and then when he attacks, just prevent the damage and throw it back at him. If he doesn't play a flyer, that could be what I do next turn. Is just say, haha, come on, attack me. I'll just prevent it all and throw it right back. He would need to sack 3 mountains. Or no, he has to tap this guy to do it anyway, so we can't even do that. So he's thinking about what he's going to do here. Maybe he's going to sack a forest to get a whole bunch of extra mana and really hope. What would he get? He could tap the forest. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He could have gotten a 10 drop. He might be going for a 10 drop here. Or is he just going for the 7? No, he's just going for the 7 drop. Chancellor of the Dross. It's a 6/6 flying lifelink. You may reveal this card. Yeah, so that doesn't matter. So it's just a 6/6 flying lifelink, which is pretty solid. If we swung in with Vengeful Archon, the Vengeful Archon would die because he could double block, and he would gain 6 life, which is not good. Maybe we just do the 8 drop here. Yeah, let's just do an 8 drop. Hover Guard. That clears everything, doesn't it? Enters the battlefield and return up to 2 target creatures. Oh no, I just get to bounce 2 of his things. Goodbye, Chancellor of the Dross, and goodbye, this guy. So that heavily cleans up his board, and we get to start swinging in the air for a lot. We get to swing in for 7. Next turn, we get to swing in for 12. Not only that, but he's stuck on 7 drops, which means... Oh, he sent me a message. That luck. By the way, you misplayed your freaking 4 drop 3 times in a row. Read the card. What 4 drop? Whatever. He's just a little upset that the game of luck I got lucky in. Flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a 1/1 white spirit creature. Sure. Another 8 drop, 5/2, just a 5/2, sure. So he could kill my Archon if I swung in. He could double block with it, but I'm just going to swing in with both. Sure. So he's down to 12. Down to 2 creatures on board. Still on 7. Ooh, that's really good. That's really quite good. So he's coming in with a 4/7. Sure. I'll take 4. So Hoverguard Captain, Hoverguard, what is it? Hoverguard Sweepers would kill his Drogskull Captain, but it would trade with it. He would go up to 18, and he would draw 2 cards. I'm pretty okay with that. Yeah, gain your life, gain your 2 cards, sure thing. 7/6 reach is quite nice. He now gets to go up to 8. And he gets Sundering Titan. That's quite solid. That's going to knock me down to 6. And him down to 6, actually, too. Because he had to destroy 1 of each land. So I think I'll just take this turn off to play a land. Pass the turn. Haste 7/4 attacks each turn if possible. So we'll block with this guy and maybe my Rotwolf as well. Does this guy have trample? He does not. Let's just block with the Rotwolf. Just take that down, make it a 5/8. We will play a land and get back up to 8. I don't want to risk 7. I don't want to risk that Phage the Untouchable. So he's going to take that opportunity to try to get ahead by doing another 7-drop. He gets a flying 5/5 Vigilance. Pretty solid. 5/8's going to come in. I will block, and kill it. Oh, I never realized that Sundering Titan does that ability on the way out, too. Interesting. Good to know. Good to know. Should read the cards. I guess whenever I've played Sundering Titan, I've never actually had it die. I guess I could do a 6-drop. See if I can get a flyer. 2/2. Yeah, that's a quality 6-drop. At least I can block his Archangel. Thousand Winds, 5/6 flyer. Sure. We're going to play a land to pass the turn. So he can get in for a free 5 here, because he can attack with both flyers. I would kill the Vigilance one. Oh, he's going to come in with the 4/4. Is he going to give it Swamp Walk? Yeah, he's going to give it Swamp Walk. Sure thing. How did this become a 9/9? What is this? Equal to the number of untapped artifacts, creatures, and... Oh, wow, okay. That's pretty good. Sure, I'll take 4. Why not? And I'll play my 8th land. Pass the turn. Actually, no, I'm coming in with my 10/10. 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, I'm coming in with my 10/10. See if he's willing to go to 6 or not. Oh, I guess it knocks down to a 9 because he taps. Yeah. No, he's going to block with them. I'm going to kill the Archangel. That means that he can't get through in the air next turn. So he's going to give his guy Swamp Walk again and go to 14, take me to 12. Sure thing. And then I'm back on 8. And I hit Maelstrom. Creatures I control have haste. So yeah, let's go in with our 7/5. He's going to block and lose the Luminate. So he's going to get in for 4 again, taking me to 8. He's going to go to 12. Oh no, he's not. He's going to just drop an 8-drop himself. Nicol Bolas. All right. Well, my 8-drop has haste, which is nice. And it is Sphinx of Athun. Haste, Flying, First Strike, Vigilance, Lifelink, Pro, Red, and Green. Perfect. Protection from Nicol Bolas. In you go. It's going to knock me up to 18 life. He goes to 8. He could have blocked there with Nicol Bolas. He just has to sack Nicol Bolas because he has no forests. He wasted a mountain there accidentally, I think. So he's going to be doing a 7-drop here. 4/4 flyer. That's not going to do it. We are going to drop an 8-drop. Haste 6/6. So we're going to fly in. We can kill the Ephemeron. 1,000 Winds. I think we'll come in with Maelstrom as well. Yeah, let's do that. So he's going to double block there. I will block the 4/4 that can actually get through, sort of. So he goes to 2. I'm back to my starting life total of 24 with 3 minutes left on the clock. Well, he complained about luck in the past. Let's see if luck is on his side now. It is. It's most definitely on his side. So we need to hit Hoverguard Sweepers again. And we don't. Our stuff just has hexproof. So I will gain some more life and pass the turn. So maybe I just try to play lands to get up to an Eldrazi with Annihilator on it. That's what he's doing as well, it looks like. So I'm at 10. I think Kozilek is 10, or somebody's 10, I think. He's at 11. I'm going to go for 11. I feel like there's an Eldrazi at 11. I do not even know what I got. Polar Kraken, Trample. That's terrible. We are getting rid of that Kraken. We are not sacking land. Goodbye, Kraken. I'm really banking on there actually being an Eldrazi at 11. I don't actually know that, and unfortunately I have 2 minutes, so I don't really have time to check. Yeah, there is an Eldrazi at 11. There we go. Ulamog. Annihilator 4. Indestructible. So he's at 13. What's at 13? Oh, maybe he's going for 12. Ah, he went for Blightsteel Colossus. I can kill that, though. Although that can kill my Ulamog. Let's come in with Ulamog and Annihilator for him. Unfortunately, it looks like he might time me out. Does this... Oh, this has Indestructible, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, we're going to try for another Ulamog. And we get a World Spineworm. Not quite an Ulamog. He drops a Pathrazor. So that's something. We're going to swing in with Ulamog and the Sphinx and gain some more life. He's going to sacrifice some more lands. He's going to block with the Blightsteel, which will kill Ulamog. I'm going to drop another 11 drop. My very own Pathrazor. He's going to come in with his Path Razor and Blight Steel. I have to sack 3 things. So I'm going to sack World Spine Worm, this guy, and this guy. I'm going to go block, 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 pass the turn. He didn't drop anything, which is interesting. We're going to swing in with Path Razor and my Sphinx. He's going to have to sack 3 permanents. We're going to drop an 11 drop. Another Path Razor. So he actually has to sack everything next turn. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. He can keep his Platinum Imperium around for a turn. We will double block that Blight Steel with Worm and Worm. Take a single Infect. "30 seconds on the clock." All right. So we're going to go Path Razor, Path Razor. He has to sack 6 permanents. It's going to be his lands and his Horizon Steed. "20 seconds on the clock. Oops, don't want to tap that. We're going to drop an 11 drop. 12 seconds on the clock. It's Ulamog. Oh, we have it. We have it. 10 seconds. I don't know if we can do this in 10 seconds. That's so unfortunate. We will block with Ulamog. 7 seconds. Actually, I think we can do it. If we can get to the attack step, I think we can do it. One second. Oh, if we lose, this is going to be awful. Block step. Come on. I'm technically at 0. Oh, oh, it actually worked. At 0 seconds, we pulled it off. Probably the best match of Momir I've ever done. So yeah, we are 1-0 barely. We're gonna get ready for round 2, which I think is gonna happen probably pretty soon. But that's a pretty good way to start off this daily. So I will see you guys around for round 2.